One of the most talked about movies that's taking place now is the story about Chris Kyle, the American Sniper, which is the title American Sniper, directed by Clint Eastwood, which is raising an enormous amounts of money since it has been premiered across the country in different theaters taking place. Now, it's not just for the good part of it, good publicity. It's also had its bad publicity, its share of bad publicity, because of the whitewashing of history with the war in Iraq and the real motive of Chris Kyle and the reason why he joined the military and why he was in Iraq and doing the work of a sniper, serving overseas on multiple tours in Iraq and in the area surrounding it. Now, the most interesting thing about this movie, I had the chance to see it a few days ago. It's really a powerful film. It really is. It's a great cinematography aspects of a movie. Now, that's the only real positive thing I could really say about this movie, since it's a good film. Clint Eastwood is a director who's been a director of many war movies, many war-themed movies that over the years and decades. But this one really stands out in the aspects of not just how the military carried out its mission in Iraq, but also the whitewashing of Chris Kyle, the person himself, and also the aspects of the war in Iraq. Now, this is not a video to dismiss Chris Kyle as a person. I'm not character assassinating him or the aspects of his life or what he was going through with PTSD, or for that matter. The aspects of that is, which I'm going to break down here, is the idea of the war in Iraq itself, not the person Chris Kyle, because just like many other members of the military, like Chris Kyle and others, they've been duped, they've been lied to, they've been conditioned to to accept this mission for what it is, what the military wants the soldiers on the ground to think, that we're doing a good job, that we're liberating these people from oppression, from a dictator, Saddam Hussein. And that couldn't be further from the truth, the opposite matter of that, which is the aspects of oppression, occupation, and all of those different things that take place. Now, before we get into the whole aspects of the video, there's one quote that really sticks out that we'll start off with is by Henry Kissinger, who we've actually confronted before, not about this, but other of his war crimes, etc. That his quote was, "Military men are dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy." Now, think about that quote for a second, where this is how the politicians and the elite the established elite really, this was a really eye-opening quote. It was really a kernel of truth by Kissinger, which he normally doesn't do that, but the aspects of how the elite, the established elite, view the military and view it as really as a pawn to carry out their agenda, to carry it out in different countries in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, or any other place like that. This movie really, it starts off overall before Iraq and 9/11. It shows the images of 9/11. I don't want to give too much away for people, but it shows the aspects of 9/11 and Chris Kyle being upset and joining the military. And then they fast forward to a part where he's in Fallujah, Iraq, and then the terrorist group Al-Qaeda, which is in Iraq, which has been documented that Al-Qaeda never existed in Iraq before the U.S. invaded Iraq, invaded a sovereign nation in Iraq, which didn't attack, which was not involved with 9/11 in any way, shape, or form at all. Saddam Hussein was never involved in that at all. That's been proven based on the propaganda that's been put out, which was a lie, saying that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction, we had to invade Iraq, etc. But this movie really casts a shadow on the dehumanization of the enemy, which is very paramount in how the military conditions veterans, conditions everyone, the general public, to accept that, which Chris Kyle mentioned in his book and also in this movie, but not as much as in the book, which I haven't had a chance to read, that he considers the people in Iraq savages, that the people that are attacking soldiers on the ground, attacking and defending themselves essentially from an occupation, which if you really reverse that role, if a country invaded the United States and an empire invaded the United States and occupied America and occupied the United States, the people like myself and many others, I'm sure you would join, is the idea that we would defend ourselves from this illegal aggression of an attack from an outside nation, an attack from an outside organization. we would be cast as terrorists, we would be cast as domestic extremists, etc., all those different terms that you want to use. But this movie really casts a shadow on the aspects of dehumanization of the enemy, which is really the primary goal for people to get behind a war effort, to beat the war drums, to invade a country, is to first dehumanize the enemy and say it's an us versus them mentality, where they're the savages, we're the good guys coming in and liberating them from a dictator. They don't know what's good for them, so we're going to impose our level of occupation, etc. on them because we know it's better, because we're the good guys. America, we can't do no wrong. Now, this is a very dangerous precedent for not just what happened in Iraq, but for other countries. It could relate to another person, which is former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, who we've confronted several times actually about her quote, which is on 60 Minutes, when she said that the sanctions that took place in Iraq, which caused a conservative estimate of 500,000 to 1 million deaths just on the sanctions, and also the war effects after that from the DU, etc., depleted uranium, that she said the price was worth it, that casting off 500,000 civilians, children, everybody involved, women, children, everyone, saying that the price is worth it.
We have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And you know, is the price worth it?
I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it.
Now, let that sink in for a second, where that, going back to a quote about Henry Kissinger, and what Madeleine Albright said, this really shows where their dehumanization propaganda continues. And it continues with Chris Kyle and others, that when it happened, unfortunately, it's sad to see that happen to so many soldiers that are involved, where they're brainwashed and conditioned to an aspect to follow orders, to invade a country because someone a politician told you to invade, or casting you as some godlike figure, because you have a gun and a uniform on and you have orders from a politician to invade a country. Now, that's really very dangerous in the aspects where people always cast propaganda from other countries as propaganda, which is in many different movies, even foreign films. Inglourious Bastards, at the end of the scene with the German sniper, where they show the movie where he's killing all the people. That's propaganda. Everyone casts that as propaganda. But when America does this type of propaganda with movies, then it's not. Then it's a good movie. Then it's a real cast, and then casts a shadow of America as good, as the country to liberate those people from oppression. What they don't realize is, and this also happened after, this is another angle to this movie, where it showed the dehumanization campaign with the several hundred tweets, thousands of tweets that came out against the people who were breaking this down as a propaganda, as to basically cast a psychopath or a sociopath in a good manner, in a good way, which is Chris Kyle. That everyone wanted to go over there and kill more Arabs, kill more, all the different examples that were used to basically be even more aggressive towards the people, which the civilians involved are just the people defending their farmland, defending their neighborhoods from which they cast as oppressor, which is the United States, which comes into a country and say that we want to do these rules, or you're going to be killed, or you're going to be under your oppressive regime. Now, the different aspects with this movie is, I encourage people to watch it. If you should at least watch it to show how the enemy operates with propaganda, because it's very deceptive in a way, where it preys on people's emotions and reactions to a very dangerous precedent, which is nationalism and patriotism. Patriotism can be very dangerous in aspects with this case, where it shows that, which is related to American exceptionalism, which we're the best country, we're the good guys in this. The people that are defending, the people that are on the ground are just savages, they're Neanderthals, we should kill them all. Different aspects like that. So I definitely encourage people to check that out. And it shows just the precedent of how people view other people that defend their particular area where they live, in their homeland, and whatever term you want to use, and cast them as dangerous, as terrorists, as as savages, etc. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section about the film American Sniper. Whether you've seen it or not, I definitely encourage people to at least see it, to see through the propaganda, to see through the blind nationalism, the blind patriotism. So post your comments. Let me know what you think. Let you know, guys, what you think about this video, and definitely encourage people to check it out. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more and more videos coming soon about this topic, these topics, and so many others, and much more.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, did you find them?
Oh, there he is. Look, he's flashing. I love it. All right, well, now that he's flashing.
Yeah, let me.
Don't flash, man. No, no, he's flashing us. Yeah. Look, you see a light?
Because without grassroots media, without citizen journalism, we will not be able to take back the media. We have to make the corporate media irrelevant and take things in our own hands. And I applaud your guys' efforts, and I applaud everyone who's doing similar things, because this is really the revolution right here.